she thought. Or he's a penniless mechanic hoping for a good job in Seattle. How white his forehead is. But aloud she was saying, "I hope you're enjoying your trip." "Oh yes, I like it fine. You having a good time?" "Well, thanks for the books." She was off before him. Presently she exclaimed to Mr. Boltwood, "You know, just occurs to me, it's rather curious that our young friend should be so coincidental as to come along just when we needed him." "Oh, he just happens to, I suppose," hemmed her father. "I'm not so sure," she meditated, while she absently watched another member of the Poultry Suicide Club rush out of a safe ditch, prepare to take leave for immortality, change her fowlish mind, flutter up over the hood of the car, and come down squawking her indignities to the barnyard. "I'm not so sure about his happening. No. I wonder if he could possibly Oh no, I hope not. Flattering, but you don't suppose he could be deliberately following us?" "Nonsense. He's a perfectly decent young chap." "I know. Of course. He probably works hard in a garage, and is terribly nice to his mother and sisters at home. I mean, I wouldn't want the dear lamb to be a devoted knight, though. Too thankless a job." She slowed the car down to 15 an hour. For the first time she began to watch the road behind her. In a few minutes a moving spot showed in the dust 3 miles back. Oh, naturally he would still be behind her, only, if she stopped, just to look at the scenery, he would go on ahead of her. She stopped for a moment, for a time too brief to indicate that anything had gone wrong with her car. Staring back, she saw that the bug also stopped, and she fancied that Milt was out standing beside it, peering with his palm over his eyes, a spy, unnatural and disturbing in the wide peace. She drove on a mile and halted again. Again halted her attendant. He was keeping a consistent 2 to 4 miles behind, she estimated. "This won't do at all," she worried. "Flattering, but somehow, whatever sort of cocoon-wrapped hussy I am, I don't collect scalps. I won't have young men serving me. Graft on them. Get amusement out of their struggles. Besides, suppose he became just a little more friendly, each time he came up all the way from here to Seattle? Fresh? No, it won't do." She ran the car to the side of the road. "More trouble?" groaned her father. "No, I just want to see scenery." "But there's a good deal of scenery on all sides, without stopping, seems to me." "Yes, but—" She looked back. Milt had come into sight, had paused to take observations. Her father caught it. "Oh, I see. Pardon me. Our squire still following? Let him go on ahead. Wise lass." "Yes, I think it's perhaps better to avoid complications." "Of course." Mr. Boltwood's manner did not merely avoid Milt, it abolished him. She saw Milt, after 5 minutes of stationary watching, start forward. He came dustily rattling up with a hail of, "Distributor on strike again?" so cheerful that it hurt her to dismiss him. But she had managed a household. She was able to say suavely, "No, everything is fine. I'm sure it will be, now. I'm afraid we are holding you back. You mustn't worry about us." "Oh, that's all right," breezily. "Something might go wrong. Say, is this poetry book—" "No, I'm sure nothing will go wrong now. You mustn't feel responsible for us. But, you understand we're very grateful for what you have done, and, perhaps we shall see each other in Seattle." She made it brightly interrogatory. "Oh, I see." His hands gripped the wheel. His cheeks had been too ruddily tinted by the Dakota sun to show a blush, but his teeth caught his lower lip. He had no starter on his bug. He had in his embarrassment to get out and crank. He did it quietly, not looking at her. She could see that his hand trembled on the crank. When he did glance at her, as he drove off, it was apologetically, miserably. His foot was shaking on the clutch pedal. The dust behind his car concealed him. For 20 miles she was silent, save when she burst out to her father, "I do hope you're enjoying the trip. It's so easy to make people unhappy. I wonder—" No. Had to be done. End of chapter 7.